Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Lamplight City. We are in Ronan's apartment. We've just found some pretty big clues in his desk here, and we need to figure out who exactly Jimbo is. Now, we've got a number of locations we can go to on the map. A lot of them, it turns out. We're up here, we've got the bakery which we've been to, the police station. We've also got the taxidermy shop, the Crimson Cat, which is our new location, the water treatment station, and the opium den. We've been to the Silent Raven already. We probably want more info before we go to the police station, I think, because that involves the autopsy, I believe. So I'm thinking we go to where Ronan worked now, which was the taxidermy shop. So, wow.
Hello and welcome to the Gripsome Taxidermy Shop. Please let me know if I can be of service.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, but I'm just going to have a look around first.
Is that supposed to be a lion?
I was just thinking that. That's, odd. Gorilla.
I wonder how many people it took to bring down this brute.
That is huge.
There's a small button on the base.
Let's press that. Whoa. It moves.
Just when I thought I'd seen it all. What will they think of next?
That is disturbing. But we're going to do it again. This guy's very pale. Right, there's a parrot here.
Reminds me of the one in the Dupre house, except that one actually looked alive. There's a small button on the base.
Oh god, there's another one with a button.
Welcome to the Gripsome Taxidermy Shop. Please enjoy our displays and be sure to consider us for all your taxidermy needs. Just a reminder, we stuff animals only.
Okay. I mean, no judgment on people who like taxidermy stuff, you know, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Personally, I find that to be a step too far, but whatever. So we've got the Clerk here. We've got lots of mounted heads up here on the wall and a stuffed owl.
Exotic dead fauna from every other continent. You never even need to leave Vespuccia. I thought owls were supposed to be wise. How'd this one let itself end up on display in a place like this?
Funny, Bill, funny. It's a doorway.
That leads into a room with even more dead things. It's such a shame we haven't the time to stick around and explore.
If you say so.
I was wondering if you might answer some questions for me.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Let's see. Oh, God, where do we begin? Ronan, taxidermy shop, himself, the election. Let's start with the taxidermy shop.
Anything you can tell me about the shop?
Plenty. This is New Britannia's most sophisticated taxidermy shop. Unlike other taxidermists, we work with modern technology to get results they could only dream of.
What does that mean exactly?
Yeah.
Using steam tech, we are able to create the illusion of life in these beasts. Just take a look at our floor samples. The parrot and gorilla are two of our finest works. They really speak for themselves.
Hey.
Well, the parrot does at least. I think it would frighten our customers if the gorilla did too. And once ethericity is harnessed as a viable source of energy, we'll get even better results.
No, dear God, no.
This guy is way too excited about bringing dead things back to life.
Yes, fascinating. Moving on.
Let's ask about himself.
So how did you get this job?
Oh, it isn't a terribly exciting story, I'm afraid. I just saw an ad in the Gazette for a clerk position. I never expected to learn so much about taxidermy.
I'm sure he's amazing conversation at parties.
Now, Bill. Let's ask about Ronan.
I was told Ronan Lespay works here. Do you know him?
Ronan? Yes, of course. That is to say, I know he works here. I haven't had much interaction with him. He mostly keeps to himself.
Does he have an office or workspace I might have a look at?
Now, wait just a minute. Why would I let some random stranger off the street in to look at an employee's workspace?
Because I'm a private investigator and I'm trying to get some information.
Well, even if that is the case, I'm afraid you're out of luck. Ronan does have a workspace, but it's completely bare. He doesn't keep anything here.
Let's ask about the murder.
Were you aware that Ronan was murdered 4 nights ago?
I had no idea. That's awful. What happened?
That's what I'm currently trying to find out. Do you know if Ronan had any enemies? Anyone who might want to do him harm?
No. As I said, I didn't speak with him much, or know much about him. But now that I think about it, I did notice a strange man waiting around outside the shop a few days ago.
Okay, could it be Jimbo waiting for him, or is it somebody else?
Tell me about this strange man you saw.
At the time, I didn't think much of him, but the more I recall, the more I realized he was being very suspicious.
What did he do?
He just stood outside across the street, but he seemed to be focusing on the building. It was as though he was waiting for someone.
Do you remember what this man looked like?
I didn't get a very good look at him, but I do remember some things.
Okay.
He was tall and had a heavy build, like a boxer or a dock worker.
Ooh.
He had a beard, I think, or mutton chops at the very least. And as far as I can recall, he was wearing all black. He also had on some kind of cap. I'm sorry I can't give you a better description, but that's all I was able to distinguish. My eyesight isn't very good, I'm afraid.
It'll have to do. Thank you for your help.
I mean, that's a pretty good description, to be fair. So, big build, wearing all black and a cap, and he had mutton chops. Okay, that is a pretty good description. The election. Do we want...
Any thoughts on the recent election?
Ask.
I'd really rather not talk about it. I don't know how the people of this country could put someone like Hart Leroy in charge.
I know what you mean. Leroy may be a champion of the common man, but Atwood's vision for the future is more important right now.
I couldn't agree more. Leroy wants to forsake all the technological advances of the last decade and take us back to the Dark Ages. Next thing you know, he'll be bringing slavery back.
I doubt he'd go to such extremes.
Perhaps we should drop the subject. I get a bit passionate when it comes to these sorts of things.
Thank you for your help.
I'm here to serve.
I wonder if these sorts of discussions go differently based on who you voted for in the thing. So we got a clue, didn't we? So we still got to speak to Dr. Edwards, find Darius at the Opium Den. Find Cormac at the Chumley water treatment station and find Jimbo at the Crimson Cat. We have got a description of a strange man. Oh, thank God it wrote it down. Okay. No suspects, a couple of documents. So, a pretty good bit of info, I guess, from coming here, because it means that anyone we run into now, we can run them against that description. Doesn't necessarily mean it's our killer, of course, but somebody being suspicious is worth noting. So the Crimson Cat, I don't want to go there yet because that's the most recent one we've got. I think, if I remember correctly, we started off at the water treatment station, then we learnt about the Opium Den and then the Crimson Cat. So I think we're probably going to go in those orders. Maybe we'll chuck the police station in somewhere in there as well. Let's try the water treatment station first. And see.
So this is what it's come to, eh? Braving the stench of human waste in hopes of finding a lead? Just make sure you stay away from the edge.
Well, yeah, we don't want to go in there. It's disgusting.
Handy to know where you are. But why would anyone actually travel around the city this way?
A convenient way for a killer to travel around. That much I will say.
Some sort of water treatment device would be my guess. For all I know, it could just be a fancy boiler for tea.
You wouldn't want to drink any tea you made down here.
While you could use a bath, I don't think this is the right place to take a dip.
Definitely not.
Another mysterious device. I was happier not knowing all this went on after I used the commode.
Yeah.
Another mysterious machine. Who knew dealing with human waste involved so much technology?
Okay, there's lots of tanks.
I hope those aren't full of what I think.
They may well be, Bill. They may well be. Alright, let's speak to sewer worker over here.
Begging your pardon, sir.
What? Who are you? What are you doing down here?
My name's Miles Fordham, and I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a sewer worker by the name of Cormac.
We needn't look no further.
Ah, Cormac.
What is this about?
I just have a few questions for you.
All right. Cormac will answer them, but don't dally for too long. It can be dangerous down here for anyone who's not trained as Cormac is.
Why is he referring to himself in the third person? Oh god, there's a lot to talk about. Let's start off with the storm drain.
Would you be able to remove the cover of a storm drain?
Yes, of course, sir. Cormac's got the right tool for the job.
Nice.
Just a few twists from old Mary here, and any drain will open up like a Christmas rose.
Excellent. Would you be able to open the storm drain outside the Silent Raven?
Suppose so, yes. But Cormac ain't allowed to just open up drains as he sees fit. What do you want this drain open for?
I just enjoy sticking my hand into dank puddles. There's a vital piece of evidence. I don't have... Let's be honest.
I believe there's a vital piece of evidence at the bottom of the drain.
This isn't the suspicious
You
guy.
don't say.
It's quite true. It may even help me solve a murder.
Well then, in that case, Cormac will get the drain open for you.
Nice.
Come on, there's not a moment to lose.
Oh, I didn't necessarily want to go right now.
Is it then?
That's the one.
Right, won't be a moment.
But fine. I wanted to talk to him a bit first, but... Okay, well, he's
Here
open
we
now.
are.
Thank you for your help, Cormac.
Not a problem. Now, if you don't mind, Cormac's just going to pop inside for a quick pint.
Okay. Maybe we can talk to Cormac more inside, I don't know.
Detective work is a dirty job, but someone has to do it. Don't forget to roll up your sleeve.
I really hope there's something down there.
Yeah.
Ugh. This is almost as bad as the time I had to search for that stolen necklace in a pile of horse manure.
I'm really glad I didn't draw the short straw in that case.
Whoa!
How about that?
A shame the police managed to overlook this.
A gun! That is a big clue. Okay.
Nothing else down there but dirty water.
Just dirty water. Okay, fine. Now the question is, can we talk to Cormac? Because I wanted to ask him more. He is in here. Maybe we can. I'm really hoping that we haven't locked ourselves out of conversation there.
Moment of your time, if I may.
Right, but make it quick.
Ah, thank God. Okay. Whew. Let's ask him about himself.
Is it difficult being a sewer worker?
Difficult? Nah, it's a dream. Especially since they introduced all these steam tech treatments and purification whatsits. The only thing Cormac's got to do is check the little dial never goes into the red on old Belinda.
Belinda?
Aye, the purifier. She's a real special lady who's made Cormac's life so much brighter. Cormac makes sure to thank her each and every day.
Wonderful. We're talking to a lunatic.
Come on, Bill.
Wasn't so easy a few years ago. Back then it was tapping on pipes all day.
Tapping on pipes?
To make sure they was flowing fine and not blocked. Cormac would take his little hammer and tap, tap, tap on the pipes to make sure they was ringing fine. You can imagine what that was like. Tap, tap, tap. Ring, ring, ring. All day, up and down, over and over. The tapping stopped, but the ringing never left. Still hears it to this day, Cormac does.
Okay. God. Let's talk about Ronan.
You know a man named Ronan Lespay?
Cormac knows few men. People don't much like talking to a man who spends his days in his sewers.
Yeah.
Can't really blame him for it. It's hard to get a stink off, so why bother even trying?
Well...
You didn't answer my question, though.
I mean...
Do you know Ronan Lespay or not?
You could try
Can you
it.
describe him? Cormac's got a better memory for faces than for names.
I
Ah.
have his portrait. Here, have a look.
Ah, yes. Cormac saw this fellow recently.
On election night?
That's right. He come into the bar, voted, went out. Looked drunk to Cormac, but then everyone at that place usually is.
So if he remembers faces, maybe he'll know about the strange man?
I wonder if you could tell me if you saw a man of this description at the Silent Raven on election night. He's tall, strong build, with a beard or mutton chops, dressing all in black and possibly wearing a cap.
Oh, aye. Cormac remembers seeing a fella like that.
Ah.
What was he doing?
Kept going in and out of the bar. When he was inside, he stood near the voting booths, hardly moving a muscle.
And when he was outside?
That, Cormac couldn't say.
Did you notice anything else about him?
Yes, Cormac noticed him come in and speak with Nicole, the barmaid, after the commotion outside.
Really?
Is that right? That's very interesting.
I knew she knew more than she was letting on. Okay, let's ask about the Silent Raven.
So you frequent this pub often?
Yes. The Raven is where Cormac goes to forget about the day's work. The barmaid, Nicole, she's a good sort. We likes talking about the ponies down at the track. Nicky loves her some racing. She gives Cormac drinks for cheap in exchange for odd jobs. Nice to have your own personal sewer man, I suppose. She's really the only one Cormac talks to. There's a few others Cormac sees often, but Cormac hasn't spoken with them.
Ripes. This guy goes on, doesn't he? To be fair, you were warned.
I mean, honestly, Bill, he seems like a pretty harmless, nice guy. He doesn't seem to have any friends or anything. I don't really have a problem with him. Let's ask about the murder.
Do you know anything about the murder that took place outside here on election night?
Murder? Ah, yes. The commotion out in the alleyway.
That's right. Did you see or hear anything?
It was a touch noisy that night, what with all the election stuff happening, but Cormac remembers the sound of the gun. One shot. and then shouting and hollering from the bar. A few people run outside to look at what happened, but Cormac just stayed in his seat and finished his whiskey.
So you didn't see the man who was shot, or who shot him?
No, keeps to himself, Cormac does. Makes life easier that way.
Could he be any more unhelpful? Actually, it's probably best not to find out.
Okay, the election.
Do you have any opinions regarding the election?
Cormac hears lots of things about Atwood, but he's the one what's got this new machinery put into the sewer system. There's still a job for Cormac, so all that talk about being replaced by machines is just talk, for now. But Leroy says he wants to give the workers their fair chance, so Cormac can't argue with that. What about you?
I would have preferred Atwood stay in office myself.
Bah, they's all the same in the end. One way or another. No point worrying, says old Cormac.
Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your drink.
I like Cormac. He seems like a nice dude. Right, Barmaid, we've got a bone to pick.
Excuse me, Barmaid?
Hi, what do you need?
You weren't honest with us. Strange man.
I was given the physical description of a man. I was wondering if you might recognize him if I told you.
Come on then.
Perhaps. Go on then.
He's tall, strong build, with a beard or mutton chops, dressing all in black and possibly wearing a cap.
Bit vague, wouldn't you say? That covers about half our clientele.
I was afraid that might be the case. Did you notice anyone of that description here on election night?
No. Can't say I did, sorry.
Is that right? Because Cormac told me he saw you speaking with someone of that description shortly after the murder occurred.
Yeah.
And you believed him? Cormac's a good sort, but he's not exactly reliable.
I'd say he's twice as reliable as you are. Now tell me the truth, or I'll have you in as an accomplice to murder.
Yeah.
All right, relax. I don't know the man by name, but he came to me after the commotion outside and paid me a few crowns to keep my mouth shut.
Really?
I didn't ask any more questions, and I wasn't about to refuse some extra cash. That was that, I swear.
That's not good enough. I need some way to
Interesting.
find this man. Is there anything else you can tell me?
Well, I did notice he had a scar on his left
Scar.
cheek. Kind of looked like a shepherd's crook. But that's all, really.
Suppose that'll have to do.
Oh, it's all coming together. So we've got a proper
I
description of
appreciate
him.
you taking the time to chat.
Yeah.
I don't think we know anyone who matches that description yet, though, do we? Right, so now we've got to find Jimbo at the Crimson Cat, find Darius at the Opium Den, and speak to Dr. Edwards about the murder. I was going to say it's disappeared, but it hasn't. Clues. Cormac's testimony. Cormac saw a man who fit the description of the one outside the taxidermy shop on election night. He claims to have seen him hanging around the poles and entering next to him the bar frequently. He also spoke to the barman after the murder took place. Pistol. Description of the strange man. We've got a lot to go on. In the next one, we will go to the police department probably first, I guess, and then the Opium Den, I'm thinking. But it's all coming together. We're getting lots of clues. We need to find out who this strange man is. Perhaps it's actually Jimbo. Who knows? When we meet Jimbo, we might find that it's actually him. But guys, we will leave it there. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Barry Aldridge, and Hobo for all the support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.